Hello and welcome to PKRTV, the show that brings you the action from the tables of PKR.com, the next generation of online poker. On this week's show, action from the cash game TV tables from February. It's 25 cent, 50 cent, but we do have some of the best of PKR on show. Joining me in the commentary booth, Team PKR Pro and World Series champion, Scott Shelley.
As you can see, from the 14th of Feb, this session has just begun. Tuesday nights.
Seat open.
There are, yes. And this being a very juicy, legendary 25 cent, 50 cent game.
I'm going to fold.
I call.
Those seats won't be open for long.
Check.
And here we go. Limp.
Here comes the flop.
Check. Which is not something you see every day.
And now they're all going to get it in. The two flush draws.
Well, the pot is but $1.50.
Oh, wow.
They all check it through.
This is going to be quite weird.
This is perhaps going to be entered for the competition of strangest lines.
I want to see how much they get in on this card.
Raise.
Oh, wow, the 10-7's raised.
Yeah, he wakes up with second pair and
call.
believes it's worth a re-raise. The stone cold nuts decides to.
Yes, I was hoping it
sandbag.
didn't flat.
Beautiful. What does the 10-7 do?
Oh, it is.
Fold.
You can get away from it quite easily now.
And the nuts only has $30. That's 60 bigs.
No. It was the 10-7
Raise.
that had that stack.
Oh yeah, my bad.
These guys are a little bit deeper.
Wow. At what point do you decide that
Here comes the river.
fourth nuts is not good? Ah, well, that's
I bet.
an interesting card. He decides to squeeze out a little value. The nuts now is
I
not the
call.
nuts. It has to call, right?
That was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, when the jack high flush flatted the turn and the board paired, they let out. That's a bit confusing.
Right. Well, he was turning his hand into a bluff there.
I don't like if
A very small bluff under the circumstances.
if he feels his hand's going to turn, I feel like he should just rip the lot in. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, maybe he wasn't sure if his hand was good on the turn and was block betting the river in the hope that he wouldn't get raised. That he would get called by a worse hand and obviously raised by a better hand.
Fold.
I don't think the king high flush is betting a lot more. If they check two, putting him in the same,
Right.
and then you're just giving them room to bluff.
Yeah. Quite possibly. Yeah, a very strange one, given that all three of them check the flop. But
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
brains.
Alright,
Brains. Yeah, let's move on because I don't think that one could be consigned to the annals of poker history.
Okay, we got a set here. Let's get it in.
Hooray! Now Ashley Hames is gone. You're taking his place as the direct poker strategist.
Okay. Shall I play this hand as if I was Ashley Hames?
Yeah, go on then.
All right. What, as the sixes? You're a legend, Ashley. What? I want to call here because I've got a big hand. I don't want to scare them off.
Get it in, Dusky! Get it in, you bloody idiots! I think that is probably my impression of Ashley. Bless him.
I call.
Mine involves
Getting
exposing private parts.
Todger out. Yeah, right.
That's my impression.
Well, I'd rather it's a confined space, so I'm going to get health and safety on you if that happens.
Check.
Well,
oh my god, I had a feeling. I felt for a 4 to peel off, but a 7 is just as juicy.
well, that is rather unfortunate
Not raise.
for the pocket sixes.
And they have no care whatsoever about the straight.
Yeah,
They are just gonna.
All in.
And
they get it all in there.
I mean,
and, well, King 9 was never going to win the hand, but he was super short stacked, so we can understand.
yeah,
that.
no, King 9 was in on the flop, I think.
Yep.
So that's pretty standard.
The sevens kind of allowed to catch up there, given that it was starting to look a little drawy. Could the sixes have kind of like put the pedal to the metal on the turn? I don't know. Another strange hand. Do you think this is going to be an episode of hands that will fry our brains?
I think I'll read.
So far.
Well, maybe this will be a little simpler.
Oh, wow,
Savvy.
this stand's starting to...
Yeah, it's not like every hand on PKR is just like overpair against underpair against connectors.
It was like it was the first three seeds, so that's what made me laugh. It was the ace king over under the gun, sixes next to act, jacks next to act.
Do you think that? I mean, we've been doing this for enough years. This is like episode 300, like high 300s of PKRTV. At some point, are we going to get every seat with an eligible hand? 10-way to the
every
flop.
hand is eligible.
Surely. Oh well,
every hand is eligible.
that's true. It's just the price. If the price is right. Well, the ace king decides, even though he's multi-way, that it's good just to get his modest stack in the middle. Although bear in mind that is 70 big blinds.
Yeah,
this
should be a pretty
snap.
Yeah, I mean, although I guess he's kind of worried that he's just protecting the bigger hand, but should never be folding there really.
Yeah, and he had like 180 odd behind, like 35.
It wasn't a huge shove. It wasn't over bet, but you've got jacks here, and it's a pretty strong hand, jacks.
It is a pretty strong hand, and 70 bigs under the circumstances is not the.
It's not a 70 big
ridiculous-
tournament over shove where you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And even
that's-
then, Jax is.
Yeah,
kind
even.
of
I know, come on, man.
We're trying to find a
If you-
situation
if you
where
play-
you would pass
In
there.
tournament poker these days, nobody has it.
That's what I'm just coming to realise.
Nobody has it.
But I realise
A
I'm
good
playing.
friend of mine
yeah.
said, just literally, just don't fold. Just don't fold.
Yeah, basically, it just depends. The important thing is to know what to do if you're not folding.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
tricky bit.
I mean, I'm not telling everyone out there literally just to not fold.
Yeah,
But
that's step one is to not fold. What you do after that is nothing to do with us. We're not liable for any
Yeah.
wins or losses that may occur.
we said don't fold. We meant check fold.
yeah.
Good bet.
Right. Well, after the
I'm gonna check.
King Nine's declining fortunes earlier in the show, we have the King Seven now, who's he's ahead.
I'm praying for the A of hearts on the turn. It's some sick action, but
And he's in check call mode.
Okay,
Ooh, the
let's
7
go.
Was it the 7-8 that passed
no, it
the
was.
flop? Was it 8-9?
It was. Oh.
It was something like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They folded.
It doesn't matter. They're
They
gone.
cannot win the pot.
Yep.
I bet.
And King Seven's, I guess, just
Here
check
comes
calling
the
all
river.
the way. It's not the biggest
Okay,
pot in the
let's
world, so you
go.
can do that. Oh, and actually,
he's just.
yeah, they're both fairly short, but especially the King Seven.
Just check back, savvy.
No,
He's
you-
always cool. Like,
I mean, he is
I
always
mean,
calling.
I don't like.
Yeah, but is there a possibility
He's got
that
a
you're
worse
ahead?
hand. Yeah, I know, but it's. I don't think there is. He's like if he's got a 10, his likelihood going to be better than a 10-8.
I
You
wouldn't like to
have-
cast aspersions on the good name of someone who got to the flop with King Seven, but it's possible that they might do that with second pair or worse. Who knows?
I'm
Cabota
raised.
Joe, a fine,
Fold.
upstanding member of the PKR community, makes it 3x.
Now that
With
is a
pocket sevens.
funky avatar.
That is some avatar.
I fold.
Audemars Piguet. Great watch brand.
Mm.
You gonna buy me one for my birthday?
No, I see how you drop that in. Like, no one from that firm is ever going to watch PKRTV. And if they do, they're not
look,
going
if
to ring
it-
you up and
yeah,
go,
if they're out there,
yeah, is
I'm-
that Dansky? We're trying to get in touch with Scott Shelley. And I'm like, no,
That
I've
would-
not heard of him.
Oh,
I don't know who he is.
you would do that.
He's gone.
That'd be like the best
No,
thing ever.
I'll carry it for him. Don't worry.
Golfers get sponsored by them. Why can't poker players as well? If you're out there, someone from Audemars Piguet, I will gladly wear a badge
Let's
and a watch.
Because golfers are genuine
check.
No, but-
stars.
No, but golfers is like a
What?
what's the word for it?
Endorsement? What?
No, it's
I bet.
a sport where the majority of people that take part in it are quite wealthy and
Right, okay.
and poker's like sort of like-
Affluent.
Is that the?
the
Oh,
word?
I'm too
Yeah.
dumb to know that. Sort of
Oh, superstar poker player Scott Shelley
Yeah,
wants
I'm sure
Audemars PK, but
Okay,
also says
let's
he's
go.
too dumb
thing.
in
Yeah,
the same
I'm
sentence.
good at maths. That's about it.
Okay. And cadging rich watches.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. Well, this is a tricky one for Cabota
bet.
Joe. Not so tricky on the flop, but tricky-ish now.
No thanks.
Maybe not. It is rocking, and if you're check folding in these
Yes.
spots, you're gonna lose against.
I really
Rockin'.
don't know what to say I do in this hand because I'm really not sure.
Well, I think
It's
you have to just check call whilst the
Yes.
pot's small enough. I know it shouldn't necessarily be about pot size in relation to your
Okay, let's go.
life roll size, but if you're not sure against rockin', you should probably call. Do you not think that is a fairly good rule of thumb?
I'd probably go
On
with
a
that
board
rather
when you're...
than- There's not too many hands.
It is really unfortunate here. And you know rockin' connects and gets paid. That's generally what happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could rule out him having straight draws because you've got 2 sevens in your hand.
Nice.
But like,
There you go.
Yeah,
you can rule out like 7, 5, and
Oh,
about
la,
it.
la, la, la.
Yeah, I think
What's
seven,
that?
six.
putting rockin' on a hand is one of the toughest things
Yeah.
you'll do
Yeah, you're
at a
right.
PKR table, I think.
Especially at a TV cash
At a
game.
TV cash game table, where he's just
Yeah.
determined to play all sorts of nonsense. But there we go, never mind.
I fold.
Kabota Joe's back on the
I call.
horse straight away with the
Call.
Jack 10. Rockin' calls with the suited king. Doll Poker also calls,
I call.
fresh off the success
call.
with the king 7. And nut flush draw for
Fold.
Seamus. Sorry,
Let's see the flop.
Seamus. Can't believe I even said that.
Check.
Uncle
Is that how you
Jeb
spell
checks.
Seamus?
Yeah.
See, I'm glad you said that before me.
Nice.
I would never have.
Yeah.
See, I told you I'm dumb.
No. Just need a bit of life experience, my friend.
Way! Yappa!
I call.
Fold.
Well, Rockin' plays it slow. I guess, is that because it's multi-way and he wants
Yeah.
to see how it pans out elsewhere? Because we've seen him raise in this spot
Yeah, I think
a number of times
I think heads up
before.
he's raising because he's going to have a
All the
good chance of taking down
time.
the pot. I mean, here, I know he's turned a really good card.
Oh, dear. And
But,
these two are at it again.
yeah,
and Kabota
it's-
Joe out of position again.
He's not going to be happy with
I
this.
bet.
No, he's not going to be happy. And he kind of bets. Do you think you have to continue betting there against Rockin', given that I think it's fair to say Kabota Joe might have no idea what Rockin' has at this
Yeah,
point?
I mean, there's quite a big
Cool.
part of Rockin's range that I
Let's see
think
the river.
folds to a river bet. I mean, sorry, to a turn bet.
Right.
But unfortunately, he's got a hand that doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like the nut turn for him.
Right.
I mean, I can imagine it's going to go check, bet, call now. Unless Kabata Joe's going
You're
to
gonna
try and
check.
bet fold, or
Yeah, you could bet fold, I suppose. But then
I just think you're just
that doesn't really do a lot of
yeah.
good.
I think check, bet, call is probably standard here, just because there's so many things that miss. I mean, I suppose a few straight draws got there by the river, but
I bet.
I think you just have to pay him off. 9-10 spades. A pocket pair like 9s or 7s that are maybe trying to bluff now.
Yeah, it's a really tricky spot.
Yappa!
He's having a look. The dealer is looking awfully mean. I don't think you should tip him after this hand.
Yeah, Deal's like, oh, come on, mate.
Look at
Do you
him.
want to
It's
make a choice now?
Yeah, mate. One day.
One day, I've got home to go to here. I'm finished after this hand.
Well, and there we go.
Yeah, I really can't blame him for paying him off. It's just
Okay, new hand.
Yeah.
stop running so good, Rockin', and
Ex-
finding the king on the turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Just find
and,
a brick and fold, and then
well,
it's simple.
and finding the 2-8s on the
Yeah.
flop with 8-6 as well
Off
against
suit.
the pocket sevens. That was nice. On another day and on another episode, we would have
Cool.
seen Rock and bluff both of those hands, having missed.
Yeah.
And dust off a bit. Mind you, we've kind of seen that already. So swings and roundabouts. But there you go.
Cool,
There is
cool.
always a lesson to be learnt by watching Rockins play, and that is if you've got the bankroll and the kind of post flop skill,
Yeah.
then
Fold.
Cool.
you can play loose and you will make more money as a result.
Yeah, I mean it's quite high variance, but as you said, if you've got the bankroll and the talent to
Here
be able
comes
to
the
make
flop.
these decisions and
Yeah.
play this way, then
And there's
Do it.
also an argument for saying you're going to be
Check.
playing a lot more hands. So if you can play 100,000 hands in the time it takes me to play 50,000, you're going to be a better player by
Yeah.
the end of it.
for sure.
Here we go. Lots of multi-way action
Yeah,
today.
2 players with a king here. It's going to be quite interesting. No one with a heart draw.
Yeah, is it going to be one of these boring splits? Let's hope not.
You'd imagine Kabata Joe's going to get out of the way once Free Myself
Right.
raises. There
Yeah.
we go. Snap. Oh, min raise.
Insta,
Wow.
cheeky little min raise there.
Yeah.
All in.
Ooh.
And here's the turn.
Oh, they didn't have
it's
any.
shortish,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
why.
that.
Here
Well,
comes the
I would have been able to say that was going to happen if we'd realised the stack sizes.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be a little tricky one there. They're playing deep.
Yeah, you know, one day we'll actually put some stack sizes.
hand.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, like I think I'll do that.
Do that.
That's definitely a plan. I'll hack into the PKR mainframe and
I would so love to be watching one of these episodes, just see you pop up in the background like,
hey, or be sat at the bar, a couple of jacks too many,
Yeah.
kind of hair a little bit ruffled, kind of like 9 a.m. Vegas, like
I could
where those like
yeah.
$5 and $10 blackjack tables are,
Cool.
where like the kind of like the tubby shorted locals
Right.
are
Yeah.
all kind of like happily with their massive
Cool.
like tubs.
There's
of
one thing to
Diet
spot
Coke.
for to know if you're under it in Vegas, and that's when you're wearing an oversized hoodie with the hood up.
Yeah.
Then you're absolutely under it.
Slumped
Yeah.
and shaking a little bit.
And you've just got that look on your face that you just hate everything.
Can't go to bed, can't stay
Here's
up.
the flop.
Flush draw for Poker Pro.
Yeah, indeed. And this will be interesting. I desperately hope Poker Pro doesn't hit the flush draw. And that is only because I want to see how the hand plays out.
Yeah, it'll be
Just
much
in
more
this
interesting,
vacuum.
Yeah. But saying that, he might hit the flush and it still might be really interesting.
Question is that I'm always interested to see is with no equity in a hand, like Rockin has, as long as, you know, an 8 or a 9 or something like that doesn't come on the turn, you know, oh, well, we may not see this turn. With no equity, how much will Rockin invest in terms of, you know, single barrel, double barrel, and
Yeah.
triple barrel bluffs? I'm always curious to see. I guess it's opponent dependent as well.
Here we go.
Here we go, and he is definitely putting Poker Pro to the test. And you would imagine if Poker Pro is going to go with this, he's got around the right stack size to be getting it in. No. He decides to peel and cross his fingers and hope, and the gods have smiled on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd prefer to just either get it in or pass.
I think I feel like I prefer that as well.
I
But
mean,
it's-
again, I'm an
it's
absolute
worked for
cash
him.
game noob, so maybe.
yeah. The
But
question
stack
is,
sizes, it's just like he had the perfect stack size just to rip it,
Mm,
or even just not even to put it in, just to put a raise in and commit yourself.
Mm.
It looks even stronger.
yeah. And now it looks like he's going to get $0 in value.
Well, you say that,
Well, I do say that.
but if anyone's going to be capable, of going-
Maybe.
all right.
Yeah.
I built him up for the
Oh, you did.
the blow up,
The
and he did.
gra-
And
He's looking at showing a 7. He does show a 7. I think we all know.
Rockin's going to be like, oh, he had 7-8 of hearts for the combo draw.
Well, Rockin would bet his life roll and that of every other human being on the planet on the other card being a heart, I'm sure. Not convinced you need to be showing a heart there. But as I've seen from Poker Pro's lengthy and informed debates on the forum, I'm sure he had at least 15, possibly 20 reasons why he would show the 7 of hearts there.
Riz.
Fold.
Onwards, and early position, numero 3-7 to the table.
All in. Zmukush.
Odmar P. Gay. Yes,
Oh, if you're going to say it right.
maybe. Is it, but is, are you
That's
sure
how
that's
it's
spelled
said,
right?
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, as I said, I'm pretty illiterate,
All right, okay.
but I'm pretty sure that's spelled right.
Well,
Audemars Piguet.
all right, well, nevertheless, he's getting his modest $15 in the middle with 4s, hoping to spin, and he's in a great position
He
until...
was, yeah.
Oh
my
Oh, that is a great
Here
turn,
comes the
barring a
river.
spade.
Yeah.
Lovely.
No.
Well, that's a treble up. Playing a short stack is pretty easy.
It's quite a
There we
funny
go.
laugh there.
Yes.
Oh, shut up.
You have.
They are. Someone stole you. And not before time either.
That's perfect timing.
Right. Queens for a deep freeze.
I raise.
Ace Queen for Odmar. Straight
I
after the
call.
triple up, he decides to cold call the min raise. Okay. Fair enough.
Riz.
Zmukush.
And Rockin decides to do the dirty work for them.
I think this is actually going to be apart from the queens being there, this would be actually a great spot for Audemars to reship.
Lai Bin comes to the table.
Wasn't he the
Yep.
the heads up Grand Slam?
He indeed he was.
Recognise that, yeah.
He battled bravely, but without reward against Juha Helpi. Fin on fin action.
Fold.
Oh la 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 la. What the
Right.
Should've just bought him a Big Mac and sold it.
yeah. Strangeness here in the hand. The queens. Oh, Libin can't call this.
See, I mentioned that about Audemars shove. I do actually like that.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
because there's so much value there.
Mm.
So much. And Rocken's free betting range is huge.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that Queens has played it snug.
Yeah, that's right. It would have been interesting to see what Audemars would have done if the queens had 4-bet.
Yeah. I think he passes.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's just such a good spot there. Once there's like $20 dead money, you got 40, you got fold equity, you got a pretty decent hand.
Yep.
And Rocken's definitely free betting range is huge.
Yeah, well, the triple up with fours came to nothing, but he put himself in a position to get above $100 from 15. But no ace came, and it was not to be.
Yeah, unfortunate for them.
Big slick for Lai Bin.
I fold.
Free myself with an attractive hand.
Call.
It's worth a call in position, but it's going to cost him more if tens play it how we'd imagine. They do not. No 3-bet from the button. And as a result, you get all these scraggy hands against you, which reduce your equity in the hand.
Yep.
I'm going to check.
Well, it's saved them a few bucks in the end as the ace-king gets a very healthy lead.
I fold.
Yeah, it's a really, really dry. I think it's like the driest possible board
Yeah.
you can get.
Well, I suppose ace 3-3 would have been drier because at least at the
I
moment there's 2
raise.
other sets that could exist apart
Okay.
from aces.
I suppose.
If I'm being nitty and nitpicky and pernickety. As my mum's word, that is. Dear old mum and her pernickety.
Hi, Dancy's mum.
Hey. And in a nice way either.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Dancy's
Hey, Dancy's mum.
How you doing?
Let's see the river.
Well, Cab has got himself into some tricky spots. And with a flopped gut shot that turned into a pair, he finds himself in another one in a pot that has got too big for a hand of this nature.
Mm.
And he can only turn it into a bluff
Okay, let's
by
do it.
betting most of the pot. And he's done that. And whilst Libin can't be too happy...
You'd imagine he's going to make a... Okay.
All right, you've got 2 pair, because it feels like you're up against
Yeah.
ace 3 or ace 4 or ace 6, right? And he calls, and he's delighted to win a pretty sizable pot under the
Oh, yeah.
circumstances. That's
300 big?
400 bigs?
Was it?
New hand.
Yeah, 400 bigs.
Nice.
Maths, again,
Hey, new hand.
maths is a struggle, spelling is a struggle.
I thought they put in like
Like-
$80 each.
But-
That's
and
100
yet you have
wait,
man-
wait.
Yet you've turned into a poker player of some
They-
repute.
They put in like $80 each. That's like $160.
Call.
That's
200
like
bucks it was.
All right.
the
Well, I
pot.
didn't see it. If I saw the pot, I would have said it was 400 bigs. I presume the pot was about 160. So I said 300.
If you think we're like a married couple,
My maths is definitely better than yours. I will put that on the line.
right?
Here comes
We're gonna
a
have a-
flop.
We'll have a spelling.
I used to get in
we'll have a s-
trouble.
We'll have a spelling bee
I used
and
to
then a
get-
maths contest.
No, you'll win the spelling bee.
Thanks.
But I got in trouble because I didn't use a calculator to work out my stuff. I didn't write my stuff out.
You just
I did it in my
smash
head.
that calculator
No,
up
no,
and
no.
dump it on the
No,
floor.
no. I used to do my working out in my head and not write it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I call.
I
Screw
know.
you.
No, man. Take that, Teach. I don't need no technology.
I don't.
All right, live in. Here we go. He has a chance to take down the last pot of the night. Flush draw has got there.
Yeah, and
Wow.
free myself is under it.
Oh dear. 2 flush draws have got there. Didn't even
Yeah.
see the second one.
Okay.
Oh well.
It's actually a great card for Libin rather than it being a deuce of clubs, just because it's brought out. It's just like the wettest card in the world.
Yeah,
Without being
absolutely.
the jack of clubs.
Yeah,
It's the only
Libin.
card.
I just don't. Well, I can see Libin continuing in the hand for $7,
No, I can't.
but it ain't going to be $7, is it?
I don't think he's gonna call. He could be heads up here.
I'm gonna call.
It's
Really?
just like there's so many hands here that are just.
Wow. The when are we going to get the
I like
money
it,
in
cool.
here?
This is the river.
Out of position to 2. Can you be guaranteed you can get your 93 in? Surely there was room for a raise because you're going to catch a
Yep.
jack.
Yep.
You might catch like a badly played jack if you've got ace deuce of clubs on the turn and re-raise there, oh my God, this is just. I think the ace two of clubs is extremely fortunate that the king is out there.
Yeah.
Very fortunate indeed, I have to say.
All in.
And he's only going to get the other $12 that Free Myself has. But you take a risk there, waiting until the end to get paid. But that's the way it is. We finish on a big cooler. Thanks for joining us.
All right, well, let's have a look at the leaderboard from that session, kicking it off at the bottom. Cabota Joe, a rough sesh, 292 big blinds in the red. That's $146. Right up at the top, it is Libin, $99 to the good, and Poker Pro, one of our friends, $109 up. So at this level, kind of like 25 cent, 50 cent, it's about making the money by betting your good hands, right? It's about getting value. How do you do that?
I'd say building the pot as quickly as you can is the best way. I mean, slow playing is sort of tricky. You're just going to let people catch up and the board could run out dodgy. I mean, draws could get there and you're just not going to get paid. It's best to build it when you've got the big hand.
So don't let the scare cards come out. And people we saw there were just waiting a little bit late in the day. And by the time they were building the pot, it was just too small. They couldn't get their stacks in the middle.
Yeah, they'll find themselves in a situation where the pot will be half the size of their stack and they're just never going to be able to get full value from their hand.
Okay, so for new people coming into the poker world, keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, play a narrow hand range, and when you've got the goods, bet them strong and bet them early on in the hand, and you should be just fine.
Yep.
All right, well, you heard it from Scott Shelley, a World Series bracelet winner. I'll still never believe it. Anyway, from me and Scott, join us next time on PKRTV.